Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the HGUC NZ-666 Kshatriya Repaired. Like I said, this kit came out in 2014, so it's been out for a couple years. You guys maybe are already familiar with it, maybe already built it. If you haven't, it's a really nice kit. I think overall really cool. There's going to be some seam lines, of course, they're going to have to be working on with this kit, and really not too bad though. Most of them are going to be kind of hidden or covered or just disguised as panel lines, so it's really not going to be too big of a deal there. There's a good number of stickers, although not really too many. Obviously here on the sides of this kind of fuel tank here, there's small black stickers around there. This big orange stripe around the lower fuel tanks here. Obviously those are going to be stickers. On the one original Kshatriya leg, as it's coming around here, there's little white stripes on the side, on the outside and inside. Those are stickers. The red part of the cycle frame on the kind of Hyperbeam Javelin arm there, that red striping, those are stickers. And then of course on the sleeves markings going around the right arm there, that's made up of 4 different stickers there. And there's one tiny little sticker for the mono eye, one tiny little sticker for the camera in the beam Gatling gun leg, and some small little red stripe stickers that go around the missile funnels, which we'll see when we open that up. Overall, the articulation is going to be pretty cool, but of course the kit is going to be pretty heavy, so we do have a special action-based connector that we're able to use for this kit here, that we're just going to plug this onto the action base, and then this part just goes up underneath the crotch. As far as other accessories, really the only other thing that we have is a beam saber handle. We actually have 2 beam saber handles, but it should be technically stored in the arm. In this kit, with it only having one arm, if you wanted to be technically correct about it, it should only have one. And we have 2 beam saber effect parts as well, but only one hand to hold them, so just the one beam saber here. And then we do also have our 2 clear pink effect parts that we're going to be using for the Hyperbeam Javelin. Put those on here in a minute. We do have a bunch of extra parts, and I just wanted to show you some of them here. So like this is of the original Kshatriya. We have this much of the torso. I think you could make probably the whole, I think you could maybe make all of the original torso of the Kshatriya with this, including the original Kshatriya head. So you could make all of that if you wanted to. We also have most of the parts here to make a regular left forearm, but we can see we're missing the part here on the back of the arm, this big part, and then we're missing the part for the back of the hand. So you can't quite make a full left arm as well. You could make the left arm look kind of like half repaired as well, damaged or something like that if you wanted. But again, we do just have some of these parts here as options if you want. So let's go ahead and take a closer look here at some of the articulation. The head is going to be able to move up and down, and you are able to turn it a bit, but of course not all that much. We have that nice clear blue piece there for the visor, and then inside there's a small little green sticker for the mono eye inside there. On the chest, we have some nice details, nice color separation for everything there. The torso articulation is not really going to be much, just going to be able to turn side to side, but with this much weight up there, I think you don't want too much more articulation there, because then it'll just be sagging back and forth. But overall, the weight distribution and everything seems pretty solid with this kit, so everything seems to be pretty okay. The way these arms here move, you can see you can move the arms separately from the binders. So the binders are supported here to the main shoulder joint, and the arms can be able to move separately. So if you move some of this stuff out of the way here, let me see, move this fuel tank out of the way, you can bring the arm up kind of far, something like that, almost to 90 degrees, not too bad. And then just elbow joint is going to give you a little bit more than 90 degrees, but not too much there. And then the wrist is just on a ball joint, a very short ball joint. So the wrist is really only going to be able to bend a little bit, mostly just going to be able to rotate. But again, you're not really going to be using that for much except for holding the beam saber handle. So I kind of wish we would have had an open hand option, or a just plain closed fist. The other thing that I wish that this kit came with was the, what is it, I think like a Panzerfaust launcher. It's that sort of like grenade launcher thing that it uses for like 2 seconds in the anime. But other versions of the kit, like the Assault Kingdom figure, which I also have, I did a video on that if you want to check that out. The Assault Kingdom figure comes with that, and I don't know about any other form. I don't know about the Robot Damashi, but I believe that also comes with it as well. So it's kind of disappointing that they didn't include that with this kit. I think an extra 100 or 200 yen maybe to have that weapon I think would have definitely been worth it. That's just me though. As for the binder connections here though, you can see we have a joint here, here, and then up there. And then for the top joint, we have a small little locking mechanism. Let me try to give you a closer look at this. So you can see this piece here on the top, you're able to slide back and forth. So now it's actually unlocked, so I can move this up and down like that. But if I want to lock that in place, I can move this switch forward, and it has to be in a certain spot here. There we go. Like that, and then that's fixed in that position like that. So that definitely helps with some of the weight problems. The other joints, like this second joint here, will move freely, but there is a limit to how far that will move as well, so it can't sag too far down. And the one up here is also really quite strong here at this point. And then you can also pivot these side to side here at the connection to the top of the shoulder. So pretty nice articulation there. Inside the binder, we have these thrusters, which can move around in different ways if you want. And then we have the small arm, kind of sub-arm, which is able to fold out like so. You're able to fold that out and then extend the little claw there at the end as well. This is supposed to have 2 more beam sabers in the mini sub-arms here, but not really included with this kit. So anyway, but we do have these, so those are kind of cool. Those can fold up inside there. Some cool kind of effects you can make with that. And then of course the binder does open up, and in here, in the top, there's where we got our funnel missiles. So small little red stripe stickers that you're going to wrap around each of those. Each one of those is made up of 2 pieces, so we have 6 in each binder, so a total of 12. Total of 24 little pieces that you're going to have to connect together. It's kind of annoying, and they're easy enough to take out. If you wanted to make some sort of effect with those, you could quite easily do that, I think, and then they just pop right back in there. So I like that. I like that new gimmick there. As far as the back here, these fuel tanks on the back, not really any articulation in terms of these. They don't, I mean, you could turn them or something, but really nothing much to do. Except for here at the bottom, this part is the kind of stand. You can push that and it will kind of stay in place if you want to have it totally in. There's a little tab there, you can just pull that out. It's a little bit tight, and I think it helps to have it like at a certain orientation. You have to turn it a little bit, and then you can just pull that out more. I think if you just totally pull it, you'll just pull this piece totally out. So it does extend kind of far. Let's see, you can pull it out for a ways, something like that. Anyway, so that is that. Let's go down and check out the other arm. The arm with this, the Hyperbeam Javelin here. It's cool. I like that design. This is going to bend, again, just a little bit more than 90 degrees, but not too much more. It would have been nice if this arm would have bent a little bit more, just because of the length of this part here. We do actually have 2 joints. You can see there's the main elbow joint, and there is another secondary smaller joint there as well, so you would have thought that you'd been able to bring that up higher. Unfortunately, that is the limit right there, though. So in the front skirts are going to move independently. Side skirts are going to move up a little bit there as well. The back skirt is not going to move, it's just totally fixed. As for the legs, we're going to have some rotation there at the top, a bend here in the knee, nice double joint there in the knee. That's going to give you a really nice, actually, really nice bend there considering the bulk of this leg. This small little piece here is going to move up under the knee, and then the ankle is going to rock side. It's just basically just on a ball joint there, on a single ball joint, so it's going to be able to move a little bit, but not really a whole lot. Rock side to side a little bit, and forward and back, down only about that far, up about that far. Would have been nice if the foot was able to bend, but that's okay. The other leg going to be pretty much the same, except it's this form here that has the beam Gatling gun inside, so you can see there. It's kind of cool. And then we have the beam Gatling gun kind of ammo storage there, and then the secondary handle is going to fold out like that on that. You can see that small little red sticker there on that camera. So we're able to actually bring the leg up and then hold on to that handle with this hand. I'll show you that in a minute. But let's bring out our action base here. So actually for the action base connector, you would normally like plug something on here onto the top, but what we're gonna have to do for this is take this entire piece here off the top and just replace that with this one. So unfortunately now that doesn't give you any point of articulation here at the top. So let's see, I think this is going to plug up underneath the kit. There's a small little panel that you'll just remove there, and this plugs in, yeah, just plugs in straight up underneath the kit. So the mobile suit's gonna have to be like leaning forward, which seems kind of silly. So like it's like permanently stuck like that and seems like really super heavy. So I know you guys can't see it right now. I'll adjust the camera in a moment, but let me just see here. Alright, so set up on the action base here, I've adjusted the angle as best I could so that it's almost vertical. So I mean, I guess it's okay because you're going to want to have it sort of leaning forward anyway. It's sort of to look like it's flying. You're probably not going to want to have it totally straight. If you do want to have it totally perfectly straight, you are going to have to figure something else out. I don't know exactly how you could do that, but some way, I guess. Also, the weight of it, I mean, up on the action base in this way, it still is kind of like leaning. And if I had the waist twisted anymore, then it would just totally like twist to fall, because still the back is where the most of the weight is. We have the binders on the front, which definitely helps to balance out the weight, but the fuel tanks on the back are definitely much heavier. So if you have like the weight off to one side a little bit, it's definitely going to just spin the top half of the mobile suit at the waist, and it's just not going to sit up on an action base correctly. Of course, one way that you could fix that is if you just put this into a fixed pose, you glued some parts or pinned some parts. There would be one option. Of course, then you wouldn't have that issue at all. But just up on an action base, it is going to be a little bit big and heavy. And here for comparison purposes, here it is compared to the Unicorn Gundam in Unicorn mode. Now, as you know, even in Unicorn mode, the Unicorn Gundam is pretty tall, and in Destroy mode it does get a little bit taller, but you can see here's the high grade and here's the master grade, and the HGUC, which is 1/44 scale, Kshatriya Repaired, still towers over the 1/100 scale master grade unicorn, so it is a very, very massive kit. You can just imagine how big it would be if they do actually make a RE100 Kshatriya. It's going to be absolutely massive kit, so you can see there why Bandai may be hesitating to produce the Kshatriya in 1/100 scale form. Alright, now I'm telling you guys, it is an amazing feat of balance that I'm able to get the binders and fuel tanks posed up in this way with the arm kind of brought forward. To bring the arm forward, to have the arm pointed forward, like if you wanted to do some sort of like punching or something like this where you're holding the beam saber out in front, something like that. Because you're rotating that whole arm forward, then that's rotating the what would be the top of the shoulder where the binders are connected, that's rotating that back. So then that's putting all that weight all to the back, the front binders and the fuel tanks. So it's definitely takes a little bit more balance, but as you can see, you can do some cool stuff with that. But yeah, again, I think some glue or paint to stiffen things up would definitely be good. The kit, I mean, as it is pretty solid. I mean, it's a good thing that it's as solid as it is. But just making it even more solid, I think would be best. But still, I really just think probably the best bet for this kit, if you want to do some aerial pose like this, some action pose, would probably be to figure out the pose that you want. I mean, like paint the kit and do everything you're going to do. Figure out the pose that you want and then just glue or pin everything in place and just have it just permanently be like that. Probably just going to be the best way to get around some of the weight issues there. Now there it is, hanging on to that beam Gatling peg leg, and as cool as I think the beam Gatling peg leg is, holding on to the handle is a little bit of a trick. It's really not too difficult to do, but the thing is that you can't have the leg pointed forward at all. The leg basically it just has to be straight off to the side, underneath the side skirt. So like this gap in the side skirt there is the only place where you can actually get the leg out and up high enough and like close enough to the arm so that you can actually hang on to that handle on the leg. Of course, you don't have to hang on to the handle. You can have the peg leg just pointed out any which direction you want if you wanted to have it like actually firing that beam Gatling gun. But I wanted to at least try this, and it's not bad because of the way the connection works under the waist as well. So it's going to be like shooting off to the side, and you're going to have to be putting a lot of weight off to the side, and you can actually, I'm not sure how well you can maybe see it, but it's definitely putting some stress here on the action base connector there. So it's definitely feeling the weight of everything sort of leaning off to one side. So it's going to be a little bit risky, but it is something that you can do. And it's a cool gimmick, right? I think that's definitely one thing that's cool about this kit, is it has a lot of cool gimmicks that I think are pretty interesting. So it's definitely going to be a very unique kit with the peg leg there, with the giant backpack, giant, I guess not really backpack, just the giant binders, the binders on the front, the giant fuel tanks on the back. Of course, the Hyperbeam Javelin arm, that's unique too. So yeah, definitely going to be a cool kit. If you already have the regular HGUC Kshatriya, I don't know if you want to get this one as well. I think they could make a cool looking team next to each other. I mean, you're going to be building a lot of the same kit again, but if you're a big Kshatriya fan like me, then I think you don't that's probably not going to be too much of a big deal for you. I have the original HG, and I have this one, and I also have the LN1 scale version that is still a forever work in progress. So I will try to hopefully finish that someday. Of course, share that with you guys. So that's going to be pretty much it for this review, video number 666. Hope that was interesting for you guys to take a look back at something a little bit older, not too much older, but a little bit older anyway in this case. Thanks for watching. If you do have any other questions or comments about this kit, leave those down below. I'm sure there's probably some things that I missed maybe or something, but let me know in the comments section. Thank you guys as always for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.